Now, I think I stirred up a bit of a hornet's nest yesterday by even remotely suggesting that we are we could be living in the prime of our life right now, but I want to flesh this out a little bit. Hear me out, would you? You don't have to agree with a single word I say. I'm simply um, these are suggested servings like the front of the food on a microwave box. Anyway, um, it seems as though there's every worldly reason to think that our better days are in the past. We were younger, we were healthier, we were stronger, we could run faster, we could jump higher, our senses were more acute, our memory might have been better. Of course, right now I'm going down a rabbit hole that I'm really not interested in going down. I'm just saying this is an available rabbit hole that has a great deal of gravity to it. And simply put, the affirmation would be that my former days are better than my latter days. And yet, this stands in direct opposition to one of the greatest lines in all of a world scripture. And I love a lot of world scriptures from a lot of different angles, but one of my favorite lines that really resonates with me is, my latter days shall be better than my former days, because it represents almost sort of a crazy faith that I'll constantly be evolving into a higher and more glorious state of being. Now, when I suggest that we're living the prime of our life, or could be right now, I want to make an important distinction to some degree, and it's the differential between the quantity of something or the volume of something versus the quality or the qualia of it. What I'm saying unequivocally, what I'm suggesting for us to bounce around in our own consciousness is that every single moment presents to us the opportunity that our current moment's experience could be the highest and the best and the most joyous that we've ever had. In other words, if we were to tap continuously more and more into conscious contact with the infinite, if our nervous systems and brains were to continuously evolve and to grow and simply allow, facilitate, and accommodate more love, light, and truth, then it would simply stand to reason that our moment to moment experience would have more love, more interest, more fascination, more curiosity, more ability to be of service, more participation, more engagement, more joy than ever before. Now, I think in general, this brand of thinking that I'm talking about, it it requires a certain kind of faith. In other words, we can't judge by appearances. It's like, oh, my back, and I can't remember so and so's name, and oh my God, it's like I don't have the resources that I used to have, and yet this is a very chronic, very typical way of thinking for most people as they, I don't know how old you are that are listening to this. I don't care whether you're 10 or whether you're 110. That's entirely irrelevant. What I'm saying is that age should imply no constriction or restriction to an infinite, eternal spiritual being. And it's this internal decision that we would make where we would simply say, I'm not going to judge the appearances of things, and I'm not going to fall into that worldly, chronic, depressive, degradative kind of thinking that says, well, this is not possible for me anymore, or I can't do that. Now, I'm not talking about going out and running a marathon or that, although feel free if you want. But what I'm saying is that the experience of gardening or holding your grandchild or being of service at your spiritual group or participating in whatever your recreation or your joyful practices are can be in this very day the most joyful, the highest, the most expansive that it's ever been. And it can be a continuous upward sweep, because if we are spiritual beings, and you probably are if you're on this call, because why would you why would you listen to this otherwise? But there's something about the spiritual message that compels you and me and us together, and it's this feeling that indeed, yes, our latter days are better than our former days. All the experiences that we've had, all that we've learned, all the times we've stubbed our toes, all the hideous mistakes that we've made, the wrong turns, they've all led to this evolving, expanding upward sweep of wisdom and experience that can only be can only be earned, and that we should take all of that experience and combine it and stir up our faith so that we have this sense that right now is the best moment that we've ever have experienced in our life. Now is the appointed time. Now is the moment of salvation. Now, it's right now. We have everything we need in this moment to have the most joyful and fulfilling experience. And this will continue because life is 100 million consecutive moments of now. So I understand I kind of stirred it up with this topic, but I like stirring it up. I like challenging my own thinking because sometimes I think, too late, can't do that. And then it's just like, nope, I'm doing it. I'm heading in that direction. It gets me into a little trouble, some scrapes sometimes, but it keeps me perky and interesting. Anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll continue to chat about it during the week.